Batch Cook Live. I am Sarah, and today we are doing a sort of shawarma-inspired cauliflower dish. In fact, I've got my cauliflower is cooking right now. Just taking a little peek. This is a dish with a lot of disclaimers. Like, this is clearly not authentic. It is not my heritage. But my partner Seth, over on the keys, i.e. keyboard, lived in New York City for like 19 years, and the shawarma street carts are just their own thing, and they're so good. And you know, now we can't have it, and so you gotta make it yourself. So I am doing a version of that with spices that you likely have in your pantry right now. And this dish I've made with chicken, and you can absolutely do that, and it's delicious. Today I'm just trying a cauliflower version because, you know, sometimes you gotta eat some vegetables. So I sliced up a head of cauliflower. This is one of those nifty bowl lids. And I already cooked it. No reason, just needed to get some of the, you know, if you watched last week, I had a little too much smoke and I didn't want to sear these too hard. So we're just doing a couple of pieces right now. Take it off again. No, okay. This is my pre-cooked, already browned cauliflower, and you know I like things very nicely browned. So this is one of those lids that fits any bowl. Anyway, so I'm only doing a couple of pieces over here just to keep the cooking to a minimum. Yeah, no fire. That was not great. But this one, like, if you were watching last week, as I'm sure you are a dedicated viewer now, if you were watching before, it's the same technique. I'm browning something, and then I'm going to build a pan in this sauce and then stir it back in. And it's going to become like a pasty kind of sauce, kind of like last week's chicken tacos, but those went awry. If you use chicken thighs, it's delicious, and you know, closer to what you might get at a street cart. So. The main thing for this, we're gonna let that go, is that you got this like spice blend, and again, this is an interpretation just to get the flavors that I wish I could go get. Very delicious. Yeah, I like things brown, but I did not burn them. Okay, so for this week though, we're gonna combine some spices. This is just gonna be stuff that you probably have, and it's trying to get close to what you might find in a more traditional shawarma. So we've got ground cumin, ground paprika, that's salt and pepper, some curry powder, and some cinnamon. And so that gets us into the turmeric family with the curry powder. It brings that, but you're more likely to have it. If you have turmeric, use it. If you have coriander and allspice, use them. But, you know, cinnamon is used a lot in those kinds of dishes, and it's a warming spice that, you know, works along the lines of those things. Oh, this one's looking nice. All right, I'm putting this in my bowl. And so we're gonna take that blend of spices, and we're gonna add to it a couple of cloves of garlic that I minced. This is actually 4 cloves, but I'm gonna make a little sauce, so I'm gonna save half for that. So this is like roughly 2 cloves of garlic, and 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And so we're kind of just making a paste right up top here. And then, so I'm just mixing this together into like a little paste, spice slurry, so to speak. And we're gonna scrape up our brown bits, you know. Spice slurry. Nothing like slurry for a word. Although cornstarch slurry, man, makes a lot of things really good. All right, how's this looking? Because I don't want my pan to get too dark, as we talked about before. All right, that one's okay. I feel like I'm good on that one. So I will chop that up later. As you can see, I just sliced my head because I wanted that flat surface for browning my cauliflower. But you can, of course, break it up into florets. It's just, if you just cut it, some of it will fall into florets, and that's fine. And then you'll have the pieces that get really brown because they've got surface area. So we're just adding water in this case. We'll start a little slow. Not because you have to, but because I have to. All right. So you could use vegetable stock, or if you're using, this is basically a vegan dish, so I'm just sort of going with the water. It's, pretty clean tasting. I'm gonna get a little more scrape. And then we're gonna add our spice mixture. But, you could use chicken broth if you're using chicken. You can use vegetable broth if you're using vegetables. But for the quantity, it's like a half a cup. The recipe is in the description, so you can reference that later. Oh, no. That's a terrible question here. S-U-L-R-R-Y. S-L-U-R-R-Y. I don't know what I just said. I can never spell out loud, but I can spell, I promise. Okay. So we're giving this a little bit of time in our pan, and we scraped up any little cauliflower bits. In fact, you can see some little remaining florets in there. And this is giving your garlic a chance to cook, so it's not quite so harsh. And it's reducing down so that it's more like a paste. And then we're just going to put our cauliflower back in and toss it all around. It's going to be great. We are going to have a little sauce with ours. So I am using some Greek yogurt. This is plain Greek yogurt. Could be regular yogurt too.
Hey, Sarah.
Dang it. I got to move this. We got to go. Bye. Okay, so lesson learned. We're going to make a sauce that is yogurt with, this is some tahini, a couple tablespoons of that. I'm going to see what I think. I put a recipe on the description. Okay, so plain yogurt, it is Greek. It could be non-Greek. We're going to mix that in, and then we're adding some lemon juice. This is 2 tablespoons, but I'm going to hold back. And some salt. All right. And then usually a little bit of just water. If it needs more liquid, you can add lemon juice until it gets too lemony, and then you just add a little bit of water. But we're just making a sauce to drizzle over it. Yeah, we'll add a little bit of water, and then I'll taste it, and then we're going to add some parsley to it, and that's just going to be a sauce. And is that still up?
Yeah, there you go.
So I made a little side dish for it, a little salad, which is just a bunch of diced vegetables with olive oil, lemon, salt, and parsley. That's it. That one's like Persian cucumbers, the little minis, the like small hothouse cucumbers, and radish, bell pepper, red onion. But it could be, it could be whatever you have on hand. Obviously, you can use tomatoes or something like that. But if you're going to wrap it up in a pita, you can put the salad in there. And if not, you can put, I'm going to do a bowl. Oh, I need to take it this. Hello. Hello? Okay.
Is this sauce you're making similar to tzatziki?
No, well, I mean, it's a yogurt sauce, but tzatziki, I feel like the main thing is that it's got cucumber in it, and this one isn't. So this is like, honestly, the street carts that sell shawarma in New York, they do yogurt mayonnaise and lemon juice, I believe. It's called white sauce, is literally what it's called. And this is just a version of that doesn't have mayonnaise in it. It's got a little tahini instead. Oh, and I am going to put some garlic in there just because I like it. But yeah, I mean, tzatziki is a yogurt sauce, so they're not that far off. But I just feel like the signature of that specific sauce is the cucumber. And this one, I've got cucumber in the salad, so we're getting there. But yeah, this is supposed to mimic just like street cart sauce, which I never got because the mayonnaise kind of weirded me out. But also, it's like, even if you were like, just a little bit, they were just like, got it. And then they would like stare at you and keep going. And you're like, I don't want that much white sauce. Okay, so now I'm going to taste this and see where I am with salt, with lemon, etc. The garlic's good. It's nice and spicy. I'm going to add a little more lemon, a little more salt. All right, and then I've got brown rice over there, and additional parsley, because it's just parsley and everything. That's a good way to use up your herbs. And another thing, if you were a street cart aficionado, like you can get hot sauce, so you could put that on your bowl or your pita sandwich if you wanted. All right. Oh, yeah, it's nice. And obviously, like if you don't have tahini, you can leave it out. It could just be yogurt and lemon. I like the fresh herb, but you wouldn't even have to do that. Like traditional white sauce is just white sauce. I put the herbs in because I like it. Okay, so I'm going to get my pan, and I'm not going to cook anything. I'm going to stir the cauliflower into my shawarma mix, and we'll get the picture. I mean, the good news is, this is basically where I'd like it to be. So that's something. All right. Okay, so that was, again, spice mix with lemon and garlic, lots of lemon all over this. We'll see about that. And then we're just coating. And if you do use chicken, like a little bit more traditional, I usually like sear it whole, take it out, slice it, stir it back in. This one, since it's already sliced, I'm just tossing, and like this will break up into florets, which is great. Okay. So you can see it's like glazy. It's coated. I brought one, yeah. Okay. I think that is well coated enough. So yeah, we'll make up a little plate with, I'll take this out. And we'll bring salad cam over. Since I need these things.
Sarah, what's the difference between souvlaki and shawarma?
Well, I mean, again, not even anywhere near an expert on Middle Eastern cuisine, but like usually shawarma is the kind that's like the real thin pieces that are like stacked up on a split, and they get, they spin and they roast and they get cut off and whatever. And souvlaki are like the skewers of meat that get grilled. So.
Souvlaki's like a kebab.
Right. So, and this is like, again, this is just the
Souvlaki
notion.
is a kebab.
What?
I was just saying souvlaki is a kebab.
Oh, again. Okay. This is the notion of those spices and the dish in, a vegetarian form. But yeah, it is like those are usually, the souvlakis are skewered, and I don't really know. I mean, you can get those with either lemon or hot sauce. Love the lemon. And I don't know what other spice blend. It's similar. They're not crazy different, but that stuff is fantastic too. Many stroll home from the train grabbing souvlaki. All right, so we're gonna do, oh, I don't love that. Okay.
Souvlaki is kind of the White Castle of New York City, in that it's what you stop and get on the way home from the bar.
I mean, they do run late night, and it is great. It is a glorious thing when there's, you know, when you want something fast. All right, we're just gonna do a little side of this salad. This stuff is so good. We lived on this summer, where I made a version of this, but we would add chickpeas to it, so that it was like this cold, refreshing, complete meal, and can't get enough. All right, we're gonna put a little bit of parsley on our dupe, and then we're gonna do a little bit of white sauce. But again, this is like an herby one. All right, and I would serve that. We're going here, or am I going angled? No. Okay, well, we are gonna wrap it up, but thank you so much. Bye.